And we are back at perfect timing. Goswser now getting back from the bathroom.
The water closet.
The water closet.
European fans might know
he
that.
was in Europe for quite a while, so he said, "Be right back, WC." And now he is back. Ready?
I think,
we are asking.
I think QXC says that now.
Water closet.
He says BRB WC.
I mean,
that's feel like really
fancy.
You think if I go back to college, I can tell girls that shit? I'll be like, hey, I'll be right back when I get the water closet. Girls will be like, oh, sorry, when I was in Europe, that's what we said.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that'd be good.
Anyway, Vibe versus Goswser user.
That's what we called it in the south of France. South of France.
Really?
Well, I think south of France sounds even fancier.
Well, obviously, I wouldn't say I went to Poland, because I don't think Poland is very sexy. No offense to the Polish people out there, which there are very nice Polish people.
Yeah, and there will be an IAM, Katowice, I'm pretty sure, or Katowice.
Sure.
I like to call it Katowice.
Of, when I was in Poland and I went to the mall, I was just at the mall with Rachel and Nathan, and I run into Karmik.
Oh, yeah?
I just ran into him, just randomly in the mall.
That's cool.
How crazy was that?
That's pretty crazy. So
I actually felt really bad at first because he pointed me down. He's like, "Hey, Destiny." I was like, "Oh my god, how weird!" Like a random fan like finds me in the mall or whatever. And I was like, "Yeah," and then I recognized him. I was like, "Oh, it's Karmik."
That's pretty cool. But yeah, I am Katowice is gonna have a pretty big prize pool. Everyone should check that out.
That's not the 100,000 one.
Yeah,
is
that's
it?
the one.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yep.
Just making sure.
And we are headed into the first game on Habitation Station. Ladder edition.
Oh man, what a map!
What a map this is. We've had some of the best
15 or 14 hatch the gold.
I don't think so.
CVC?
This is going to be a pretty interesting CVC because I think both players are ready to throw in oddballs like early pulls and such.
Okay.
I've seen them both do it, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it here. We shall wait and see. This is one of those maps where it wouldn't be the worst idea to do something like that for a few reasons. The first reason is that there's, the second overlord is going to have a little bit harder of a time scouting than on most maps, since the first one wouldn't be able to see any links popping out until it's a little bit late to react.
Wait, what?
The first overlord flies straight into the main.
Yep, so that it can check the pull timing?
Yeah, I mean, the flight distance between main to main is pretty short.
How does that mean the second overlord's going to have trouble, though?
Because the second overlord is the one that goes into the map. Like, we see the second overlord going diagonally and into the map, and I think that's the one that would spot a really early pull, where the first one may not necessarily spot a really early pull.
So like if the enemy did like a 6 pull or even like a 10 pull,
yeah,
you're not going to see those links come across until
right.
Oh,
no,
sure,
not at the very start. So that's why this map is pretty decent for that sort of strategy. Also, if we look into the main of any player, this map lacks a pocket, a mineral pocket, and I think it might be the only map in the map pool. There might be one more that doesn't have this pocket, and that's pretty vital when you defend against early pools. You want to send all your drones into a mineral pocket and stack them to minimize losses, but on this map that cannot be done, so it's a little bit more annoying. Neither player really going for early pull strategies though.
Nope, but Vibe will take a little bit of a build order advantage here over Goswser user, going for the hatch first over the pull then hatch.
Yep. Just a slight advantage to Vibe. He's gonna have his gas a little bit earlier. We can probably expect Goswser user to do the proper soon, and both players, despite Goswser user going pull first, since it's a normal timed pull, Vibe is able to scout him just as well as Goswser user is. So both players are aware of the gas timings, and that's all that they need to know. It's a little bit surprising that Goswser user is actually making a couple of links here. It's one of those sort of things that if I saw one of my players doing, I'd be like, okay, what was the purpose of that? And then they would usually have a little bit of trouble coming up with
because it's one of those things you kind of do to habit, like, well, I wanted to scout. It's like,
yeah,
well,
it's
what
standard.
Are you looking for?
It's what you do standard.
And it's like, well, I mean, I don't know. Like, nothing you see with these links is going to really influence what you
you
do
already
too
know
much.
the gas timing.
Yeah, you know the
that's
gas
what
timing.
You need to know.
You know
that's the only thing.
At the best, sometimes against a hatch first, if you make 4 links and you're playing against somebody who gets careless, maybe you can pick off a drone or 2 with a natural.
Yeah.
But they have to
even
mess
with
up.
2 links, like if they're like, oh, I just wanted to like try to pick off a drone or 2, I'm like, okay. Say you pick off a drone, you're still behind.
Yeah.
say you pick off 2 drones, you're even. Good job. Like what's you know, that's best case scenario. But Vive did make his own 2 links, so by picking off 1 drone, Goswser would be even, but instead he's gonna be 1 drone behind.
Kind of.
Ish, yeah, and at the same time, his links were earlier than Vive's, which means Vive didn't make that investment early on. And the later you make units, the less impact it has on your economy. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the links when you know the gas timing is, I guess what I'm trying to say.
Especially in ZVZ where
yeah, and this is the sort of thing
really
that you might be like, oh, but I seen Jaedong do it. I mean, yeah, I'm sure if we talked about it, I could convince Jaedong that he is wrong. But Jaedong
he might have a really good.
I don't think that Jaedong does it though.
Although famously, funny enough, there have been some examples of even really good Korean players in StarCraft 2 being a little bit stubborn when it comes to build stuff. Like I know like a lot of Zergs hung on to extractor tricking for a long time.
Yeah.
Because it was what you did in Brood War for a lot of builds, but you needed to do in Brood War. But in StarCraft 2, I'm pretty sure there were a lot of like really extensive threads on Team Liquid.
Yeah, explaining how
extractor tricking is never ever worth it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if never ever. There must be some sort of.
I don't think there was. I mean, unless
there must be.
Oh, we got links from Vibe.
Yeah.
Unless you went for like a 12 pool with no overload.
Oh, this is gonna pick up this queen. This is huge.
Yeah, this is pretty big.
Goswser not really able to stop this queen from going down, and 2 banelings on the way. This already did more damage than Vibe was hoping for. Oh, not splitting the drones. 4 drones go down. This is huge already. And Goswser is going for roaches, which Vibe gets a full scout on. I can see what Goswser was trying to do here. He thought he would get the roaches out in time to stop any sort of shenanigans, but instead he takes a lot of damage and reveals the roaches. Now Goswser is pretty much in a pretty dire position. Luckily for him, luckily for him, I believe he went for roaches, but he didn't really overcommit, and Vive had to account for an all-in. Yeah. So makes 3 spine crawlers that he's not gonna have any use for. And you know, if he hadn't made those spine crawlers, it's 450 minerals that could have gone to drones. So 450 minerals worth of drones right now.
Well, 300 minerals for the drones, plus because the drones wouldn't have been made into spine crawlers.
Well, right. Let's call it 9 drones. It's a 9 drone difference between making those spines and not making those spines.
Yeah.
So if we look at the units tab right now, it's actually pretty even. But had Vive not made those spines, oh, actually he canceled a couple of them. He's still gonna lose a little bit of them, a little bit of money from it. Just 1 drone instead worth of money.
So good on.
So that's a 4 drone difference.
Yep. Good on Vive for making the spines to be ready for the all-in, and it didn't come because he scouted with Ling. So good on him for canceling 2. Good on Goswser for not all-inning, knowing that it'd be futile.
Yeah,
because of the. So yeah, good on both players here.
Yeah, I think that if it didn't get scouted, then Goswser would have been much more likely to all-in with that build.
Yeah.
Both players taking a 3rd now. Goswser already with a very quick Spire, while Vive is choosing to go for the Roach route. And mostly in Korea right now, I think most Zerg players prefer the Roach Warren. And it just allows you, because the sports allow you to stay safe against the Spire. If Vive is able to establish his 3rd before mutas are out, it's gonna be pretty hard for Goswser to break in and do anything. And then what happens is Vive has been spending his money in more cost-efficient army units for later on, where Goswser has to do some sort of damage with the muta or contain Vive on less bases. Vive has no idea that muta are coming, though. I don't think. Can we look at Vive's vision?
No, he does not.
He does not.
And he might not expect any muta to be coming either, seeing this many roaches from...
Yeah. From Goswser, yeah. This is really nice play by Goswser.
Yeah, and if he's able to pop out 7 muta, that's pretty big with no spores up whatsoever in Vive's face.
Vive is gonna get pushed back here once again. Goswser has a lot already.
Yeah, considering that he's going for muta with 7 muta on the way. That's this is really big.
Yep. Vive of course moving out with his roaches because he
has roach speed.
Roach speed. So there's pretty much nothing that's gonna catch him except for if Goswser was going for a large number of links. But yeah, 7 Muta on the way, Steven. And Vive is not ready. He does not see it. So we'll see how he deals with it. But this is pretty nice play by Goswser. Oh, he runs right by the Overdrive.
That's a little bit of a disappointment. But I mean, this could be game-ending damage. If the Mutas go straight for the main, I don't think he needs to fight. I think he can just go straight for the main.
Yeah. This is another kind of decision that it's kind of hard to make.
Maybe. I mean, if he kills all the roaches here, though, that puts his roaches in a good spot to pressure Vibe off his third, too. So,
yeah.
I mean, maybe not the worst decision, but
no,
I think he could have killed a lot of drones in the main base.
Yeah, it's a really tough decision to make, because if you go into the main and Vibe is already, you know, expecting the Muta, then you're not going to do anything with it.
Yeah.
Whereas staying there guarantees that those roaches are cleaned up, or at least back off, and buys Goswser a lot more time, so... Taking perhaps the small victory over the large one, but Vive has a lot of roaches still. He might want to reposition a Spore. There it is, actually. And with the defender's advantage, I think Vive should be able to push Goswser here, no problem.
Yeah, definitely.
Goswser probably doesn't want to fight that spine. Too much of a risk going in, even if there was no units at all coming. He may not necessarily know that. And Vive with a really quick Hydra switch.
Yeah, and 2-2 on the way as well for his units. I don't know if Goswser did enough damage with these Mutas to make him worth it.
Yeah, I don't think so. And if the thing is, I think Goswser still has a timing here. He might be able to overpower Vive's units if he gets in a good position sometime soon. Because roaches beat Hydras on one-on-one fights, and right now Vive doesn't have very many roaches to tank for the Hydras. Exactly. So if Goswser knew this, I don't think he even knows that there's Hydras out. He might be more likely to push into this.
Made at the same time. That was pretty big on Vibe.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, the 2-2 upgrades and the upgrade for Hydra, there's a huge investment there for Vive, and if Vive is able to hold on once more, then he'll have an advantage in terms of unit composition. His army will be much stronger than Goswser's. Having said that, Goswser identifies that it's Hydras and he dropped a Baneling nest. We're likely to see Baneling speed being researched here pretty soon. And it's the more likely case scenario is that Goswser, there's the Baneling speed, goes into Roach Baneling now. And that's going to be extremely powerful against Roach Hydra. But if Vive plays this safe, he should be adding an Infestation Pit sometime soon. That's what I would do normally.
If he just attacks before Banelings finish, I mean,
that's gonna be pretty tough. Even if the Banelings don't have speed, that there should be no way to attack before Banelings.
Maybe. I mean, the upgrade advantage though right now definitely favors Vibe, and Vibe does have a really scary ground army. I mean, 15 Hydras and 25 Roaches against only 31 Roaches.
His economy is much better.
Really, too. Yeah. If Vibe were to hit right now, I think he has a very strong potential to deal good damage.
I think he has the potential to damage as much as he has the potential to lose his army, and I feel that if he just went for Infestors, he would pretty much be in a fantastic position. I mean, what's the worst that, and there's the Infestation Pit, but what's the worst that can happen when you're going Infestors from this position? Your army is already stronger. Your opponent will have gas to add either Infestors or Hydras into their unit composition, but your unit composition is still going to remain the stronger one once you reach maxed. So
looks like Vibe is looking to push in here. I think he's...
I mean, Baneling speed will be done now.
Yep.
And Goswser's close to max. Nice arc for Vibe. We'll see what he's able to do with this.
I don't think...
oh, the Baneling's not connecting. Goswser not microing the Banelings as well as he can, but he has a beautiful concave here. So, not too bad. Vibe's still up in supply, but I think he's gonna end up losing this fight, potentially. Reinforcements, I don't think are gonna get there in time. What a fight. Rob from production. What such observing.
Wow, good job, Rob.
And it's pretty close.
I think Vibe's gonna edge this one out.
Yeah, it seems like it.
The upgrades.
Yeah, I think the upgrade difference helped a lot. And Goswser not connecting onto Hydras with any of the Banelings also helped.
Yep, and I think that fight was exactly the fight that Vibe needed. After this next wave of reinforcements comes in, I don't see any way Goswser can hold off.
Yeah, there's no way. His army composition is a lot weaker. He has less upgrades. There's just not much that he can do from this point on.
Yep. Yeah, the 2-2 will kick in now, but I mean he's already lost the majority of his army. His third is not droned up anywhere near where it needs to be. 62 to 49 harvesters in favor of Vibe.
Yep. And we have a GG. And another thing that I want to point out that could have been really cool to see from Goswser is perhaps Burrow on the Banelings.
Maybe, yeah.
And that's a little bit of a risk, but I think Goswser needs to take a risk. I think he was a little bit behind there. And
the Muta investment, that's almost 2,000 resources between the Spire and 7 Mutas.
Yeah, not quite, is it? Oh, well, yeah, I guess, yeah.
1,400 plus 350 or whatever for the Spire.
Yeah.
So it's a really big investment. He wasn't able to do any economic damage. He picked off a couple Overlords and some Roaches. Vibe got his 3rd up running so much earlier, and wasn't much he could do from that point on.
Yeah.
Without taking a big risk.
Yeah, it seemed like Vive took risks as well to go along with that in doing 14 Hydras at a time switch, in doing double Evo chamber upgrades.
Yeah.
The entire time. So.
Good on Vibe. Good game for both players. We're going to be taking a quick 90-second break, and we'll hop into game 2 of Goswser vs. Vibe. Don't go anywhere.